Hi, Misha here. And in our last range day we went out, I said, at the time of those videos, it was one of the best days of fall we had so far. And having not fired my Czech CZ Bren 2S pistol in a while, I just felt like taking it to the range. No real reason, but yeah, just kind of wanted to. So with that in mind, let's get over to the range and then we'll come back to the table. Bren. Bren 2. Bren 2. Not surprisingly, we had no jams, no malfunctions, no magazine compatibility issues. This seems to work with anything, really. And also, any kind of ammo we've thrown in it, steel and brass case. Typically when we do videos on guns we've already covered, we try to find a new angle, something new, or there's been new news to talk about. Honestly, I got nothing. Couldn't really think of anything new to say about it, which isn't always a bad thing because we have covered this gun quite a bit. I just wanted to shoot it, so we did. It's one of the benefits of owning a gun. Got it here with a folding SB tactical arm brace. This is the adjustable length version adapter. These come from, or came, since this version is no longer brought over, from the Czech Republic, from CZ, with the brace adapter block in the back. Some complain that it's loose. I don't know, it is, but not to the point that it's a big deal. It's not something I noticed during shooting. You can put tape or whatever in there to tighten it up if you want. This is the 11-inch barrel version in 5.56 NATO. I had the 8 and the 14 here as well, just trying to decide which one. I've done a couple of videos talking about why I went with the 11. Basically, the 8 is neat. It's very compact, but yeah, it's an 8-inch 223, and it does have pretty big muzzle blast even with a flash hider, and the recoil, while it's not really punchy, is twisty. It has more felt concussion and recoil than the other versions. The 14, on the other hand, it's certainly longer, but you get all this barrel sticking out here. And you have a bayonet lug, which is neat, so that's a positive. On the other hand, your gas system is the same length, so you just have a lot of exposed barrel, which kind of looks funky. And it also adds weight, and one of the big deals about the Bren 2 was lightweight. So with that in mind, I went with the 11-inch because it splits the difference. I think the barrel sticking out is about the right amount. Also, 11 inches gives decent performance for this cartridge, and it's long enough that the flash and recoil are pretty tame. On the other hand, it still keeps the gun compact and light since it is a thin profile barrel. That's why I went with it. They also have a 7.62-39 version, which is neat, but I don't know. This feels like a gun that's best in 5.56, and I have plenty of AKs. The barrel does come off very easily. It is shipped with the torque wrench to do it. Just remove, let's see, I think it's 3, is it 3 screws? Yeah, 3 screws on the sides. And the bottom, sometimes you can keep it on, sometimes you gotta loosen it to pull it off. Yeah, it's just a fun gun. The Bren 2 MS is starting to come out now. I haven't felt one yet. it seems like the major difference is the handguard. This has M-LOK compatible side rails and bottom rail. From what I understand, the 2MS has just smooth panels on the sides. I would imagine they can be replaced with rail panels. That's why they call it modular. I don't know. To this point, October 2019, no sign of the carbines. Even the Bren 2 MS pistols are still very uncommon. And CZ has not really made a big deal about this. They're being very quiet. They were quiet last year when these 2 S's came out, and now they're being very quiet about the 2 MS. But yeah, I don't know when the carbine version will make it. I'm sure it will at some point, but cool gun. Both Jay and I still have our 805s. We have no plans to sell them. As much as we both like the Bren 2, I guess stood it up to. We find that each kind of has its own pros and cons. Sorry, I'm trying to. I've got a little spot here I can hook it. There we go. This kind of sits on the brass deflector when it's folded. Jay has his folding to the left. Maybe I'll do that. I mean, you can do it either way. Some have complained about the trigger on these. While it's not as good as the 805, it's really not that bad. Now, Chris Bartacci said that the Bren 2 A1 full auto select fire that he messed with in the Czech Republic had a horrendous trigger, but he just got a 2 MS and it has a better feeling trigger. Same goes with this 2S. So I think they might have improved the triggers, with one major help being the initial versions of the Bren 2 had a polymer hammer, but it seems like they've switched over to a metal hammer now, probably for durability, dependability, and just, yeah, giving that better trigger pull. Like I said, really don't have much new to say. You might check out our back catalog. We have an entire playlist just dedicated to the Bren and Bren 2. They're just really great, understated guns. The only downside to the Bren 2 is the price point, but even that, if you compare it to an AR, they're really expensive. But if you compare it to, say, a SCAR, they're cheaper. So it's all perspective. Oh, little side I've got on here. This is a South Korean DI. I don't think they make these anymore. Jay was pointing out that it really kind of fits the vibe of this gun, the kind of square waffliness. I would agree. Plus, the reason I put it on here, it's really lightweight, so you're not adding a big bulk. It always kind of drives me nuts when people get a gun that's pretty light and then they stick what feels like a 10-pound scope on it that's half the length of the gun. It's just, I don't know, if you're going to do a big scope, put it on a big gun. Says the blind guy who never uses scopes. But I have aesthetic sense, at least. Anywho, appreciate you tuning in. If you have a Bren 2 or 2MS, we'd love to talk in the comments below. If you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer them. Both Jay and I have been using ours for a year now and have several hundred rounds through each. Plus we've tried the 8, 11, and 14 inch, so if we can help, feel free to ask. And if you could help support the channel, please go over and check out the link to our Patreon page. This is Misha, and we'll catch you very soon next time.